Hello to another episode of
Mrs. Magera Learns Stuff from Mr. Just kidding, we still have a working title.
Yeah.
So we need help.
We need to figure out what title, yeah. So we
We
don't
need a
know what to call
working
it.
title.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, so today we're talking about muckraking. So that's one title we do know. It's the title of this particular episode.
All I know is I had no clue what this was, and when I was trying to find Mrs. Magera's tea, I figured out that it had something to do with news people.
That's true.
But I've never heard this term before. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn, and y'all should be too.
All right.
Put your foot down. Unique, I see you. Put your phone down. I said foot instead of phone.
Put your foot down. All right, let's get going. So problems at the turn of the century, okay? So we talked about these in class, but there's some problems at the turn of the century. So when it becomes the 1900, when it's coming around there.
Yeah, what's happening right now?
So that's what we're going to talk about. Yes, around 1900, there's a bunch of issues. So there's urban poverty. A lot of immigrants have gone to these cities, and they're very poor. Population cities are growing, but they're very little poor apartments, dangerous things, rodents, rats, molding stuff.
Gross.
Yeah.
Things.
Also,
So we're in
tough
the
working
city.
conditions. Yes. Tough working conditions. You have some workers that are dangerous. People are going to these mines. There's no regulations. Bosses are allowed to kind of do whatever they want with the workers.
Wow.
Give them, you do this, do that. There were child workers that were working in these factories. Political corruption too. So a lot of these politicians would be bought off. These giant industries
That's
kind of
not
pay
cool.
for politicians. Yes, and they would use it
So
to
it's all very
buy them
corrupt
off.
right now.
Yeah, so very corrupt. Dangerous things, dangerous products as well. Some of the things they were selling were dangerous. This is if you ever see those things like, oh, Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it. Well, this is from this era because they used to be like, hey.
So no one held them accountable.
Yeah, there's no regulation. If you could do it and sell it, you could do it, basically. I don't know
There's
if that
no
makes
rules.
sense. Yeah, pretty much. Wild West kind
You
of
could
idea.
make it, you could sell it.
Yeah. So there's all these issues, okay, coming up. And we're going to be talking about the people who begin to show these issues, that start beginning to tell the American people about them. And these people are called muckrakers, okay? Muckrakers because you got muck. Muck is like gross stuff, kind of like mud. And then rakers means they're like raking it up. So they're like raking the muck. They're revealing it, showing this muck for all it is, as you can see in this picture right there. And these were journalists, which means they wrote in, as Mrs. Magera was saying, they wrote in newspapers and magazines, and they would write about the things that they saw was going on. They would go to these places, investigate them, and show the ugly stuff that's going through. And these would kind of show the ugly things. And this is going to set the stage for the progressive era, which we'll talk about next. But progressive era is when they go to fix these issues. So muckrakers reveal it, all this ugly stuff that's happened in the Gilded Age, and the progressive era, they try to fix it. They try to
Were
repair it to make it
muckrakers
better.
anonymous? Or did
Some were, some were not. You'd often have to sneak in. Oftentimes it's very hard to get in places, so you might have to disguise yourself or try to get hired
try
as
to
a
be
worker.
one of the workers?
Yeah, and then get in because most bosses didn't want you on their property because they knew what you would do. So,
Wow.
yeah. So sometimes very
Were
dangerous.
muckrakers like famous? Like how there's news people that are famous?
Yeah,
Were these
some of them
people-
became very famous, yes.
You'd like want to read their column.
Yes.
Because they would be exposing all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the muckrakers, okay? So this is a very short episode. Let's bring us to the top
Wow,
four.
we're already back.
That was very quick. It was a very quick one, yeah. But
I hope you guys paid attention because that was real fast.
real fast.
What's
the tea?
Today we have a new tea that Mr.
Woo!
I know, new tea alert.
Woo, 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 woo.
Mr. Magera got it. It's ginger and honey, and it is delish. Love it. Okay. Anyway, so muckrakers. There's this really, really famous one, and I forgot his name.
Upton Sinclair.
Upton Sinclair, which legit name, Upton Sinclair. Anyway.
Apparently not very memorable, though.
Yeah, because I didn't remember it. But I do like the name Sinclair. I could totally name my kid that. Anyway.
Sinclair Magera.
Sinclair Magera. It's
I
cute.
feel like he's going to get beat up on.
Sinclair. Or
Yeah.
a girl, and then she could go by Claire. Sinclair.
That's better.
I like that. Anyway. That's not important. So anyway, this guy, he wrote a book. Well, it's not a what. It was a thing of articles, and then they turned it into a book. You have read the book.
Yeah.
But it started off
So he wrote
as...
a bunch in a magazine, and then they got put together after.
Yeah, it was like
years.
each week
Yeah.
a new like chapter was in it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, so it was called The Jungle, and what it was about this plant that made meat in Chicago. And basically, the reason why this is tea is because he was trying to expose that there would be like all these disgusting rats and stuff, and they, instead of like cleaning or anything, they would just like throw the rats into the meat. Oh, it makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. They would like throw them into the meat grinder, and I can't even think about it. I'm gonna throw up.
And so they'd get like their corned
I
beef
can't.
or whatever it is, and it'd be like some
I
rat
can't
in
even
there,
think.
but no one knew
I
because
can't
it's
even
all
think about it. But no one
combined.
knew. Literally makes me want to be sick. But no one knew about it because obviously you didn't know where your meat came from.
Yeah. So next time you eat a sausage or a hot dog, think of that.
I can't even think about it. It makes me
No.
want to throw up. Anyway, that's really gross. But the crazy part about it was the reason why he wrote it was to show how horrible they were being to immigrants. That there was no like wage, all of that. That's why he wrote all the things.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of that, it actually became famous because then people were like, wait, what are they doing to the meat?
Yeah.
They didn't care about flavor. They were like, wait, what are we eating? And so then it became extremely successful because he exposed the meat company when really he wasn't trying to expose the meat company. He was trying to expose the labor.
Just how the immigrants are having a hard time.
Yeah, and he has a famous quote that says, I tried to hit America in the heart, but instead I hit them in the stomach.
Ooh, a good quote.
That's the tea.